the price adjustments and the rationale for the price adjustment. जैसा हम सबको पता है कि when the tenders are invited, the estimates, आप सबको मेरी आवाज आ रही है और प्रेजेंटेशन भी नजर आ रही है?
आ रही है, बिल्कुल आवाज अच्छी आ रही है।
चले, गुड। तो काइंडली आप म्यूट कर ले तो हम शुरू कर लेंगे। बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। आज हमारे इस लेक्चर सीरीज का 5th है, वैसे तो 3rd है, लेकिन इससे पहले चूंकि आईपी में हम 2 लेक्चर्स कर चुके हैं तो
डॉक्टर साहब साइड पे स्लाइड नहीं आ रही, स्लाइड नहीं आ रही।
स्लाइड तो मैंने अपलोड की है, मेरे ख्याल में सबको नजर
अब आइए अब ठीक है सर,
नहीं आ रही है,
ठीक है,
आ रही है,
अब आ रही है सर, थैंक यू।
चलिए, दैट्स गुड।
कैरी ऑन सर,
तो
कैरी ऑन सर।
प्राइस एडजस्टमेंट का जो रैशनल है, दैट व्हेनेवर वी इनवाइट the bids are based on the current market prices, and the contractors or the bidders would always collect the information from the market in the prevailing circumstances. So any bid which they work out will be including the basic price of the material and their profits, overheads and taxes. So therefore, any bid is compatible to the prevailing market prices. So any change in the major inputs of the construction or project, any project, would certainly bring change in the overall price of the project. So that is why there is a price adjustment provision in the FEDIC, and this is very natural that all the project costs are subject to variations, the major inputs. Now the FEDIC has provided this the formula, and we will discuss that. And the PC has also adopted that price adjustment, which is more based on the indices, price indices. Now the rule of thumb is that any input which is creating 5% or more is impact on the project cost will be considered towards the price adjustment. So this is rule number 1, that any price adjustment which we pay to the contractor on account of change in the input prices will be paid for any input which has got 5% or more impact on the project. So certainly we cannot pay the price adjustment or increase for every smaller and larger inputs. Number 1. Number 2, that there is always a fixed component which is related to the contractor overheads, contractor cost, and contractor office cost. So this fixed cost is not subject to variation. And this fixed cost is normally up to 35. I mean, 35, it should not be more than 35%, less than 35%. It can be 50% depending on the nature of the project, but it should not be less than 35%. In fact, it means that all the contract price is not subject to variation. There is certain percentage which is maximum allowed is 65%. And the minimum can be as per the requirement of the project and depending on the nature of the location and project. So this is the second principle, that the project cost, which is subject to variation and our price adjustment, is not 100%, rather it is the maximum component is 65%. The third rule of thumb is that the prices which are prevailing for these input 28 days before the last day of the opening of tender will prevail as a benchmark or basic price. For example, if we are opening the tender on the 28th, maybe just I'm giving you a preamble and then we will go to the slides. Okay. ताकि वो टाइम बच जाए, वो बातें फिर ज्यादा लंबी हो जाएंगी। तीसरा जो वो ये है कि the prices which are prevailing 28 days before the last date or date of opening, that would prevail. For example, अगर टेंडर ओपनिंग डेट हमने 28 मई रखी है तो उस सूरत में फिर हमें 1 मई या 30 अप्रैल को जो प्राइसेस होंगी, that will become the price as a benchmark, और उसके साथ हम अपनी इंक्रीज या डिक्रीज को हम जो है वो कंपेयर करेंगे। एक और चीज इसमें जिम्नी आ गई कि the price adjustment never means that this is an increase in prices. I was thinking last night that the prices of the fuel has been increased by 20 rupees per liter, even more. Now this would aid to the price reduction and when we pay the price adjustment this year to the contractor of the engineering faculty, we have to recover the amount of the petroleum price, because the petroleum the prices have been reduced, and we would see that what has been the base price, and if there is a decrease, then we have to recover that amount from the contractor. So this is the fourth very important thing, that you have to recover the amount if the prices are going down, and you have to pay the additional amount if the prices are going up. So these are the two fundamental principles. The fifth important consideration is that the day when the last measurement was taken in the bill will be considered. मिसाल के तौर पे आपका 5 करोड़ का एक बिल है और उस बिल को आपने कोई 2 हफ्ते की मेजरमेंट डेट्स लिखी है मिसाल के तौर पे, तो जो लास्ट डेट से 28 दिन पहले का, चूंकि 28 का वो एक फार्मूला जा रहा है, तो लेट्स सपोज आपने आखिरी पेमेंट 30 जून को आपने रिकॉर्ड एंट्री की, तो उस 30 जून से 28 दिन पहले जो प्राइसेस होंगी, यानी 2 जून को जो प्राइसेस होंगी, उसको हम एडजस्टमेंट के लिए कंसिडर करेंगे। तो 6 प्रिंसिपल्स होंगी। नंबर 1, the price adjustment will be paid for not whole of the contract price but up to the maximum of 65%. Number 2, हमने बात की कि it can increase or decrease depending on the input prices. If the input prices for which the escalation has been agreed or price adjustment has been agreed, it will be paid or it will be recovered in case of increase or decrease in the prices. Number 3, that only though that component of the construction will be paid in the prices which has a impact of 5% or more on the contract price. Number 5, that the base price will be considered 28 days before opening of the tender document, and the adjustment price will be considered 28 days before the last day of the record entry. So these are the 5 fundamental principles, and how do we pay it? We will discuss this in the subsequent slides. मैंने बात की कि increase is basically required because the contract price is based on the current prevailing market prices. So therefore, any contract which is based on the current market prices are subject to increase or decrease, and if we don't pay this amount, this will make the bidding process, the contractor price or the bid price very irrational. It can be very high or it can be very low from the engineer's estimate. So my personal, even in 2005 and afterward, it has been made mandatory for all the major projects to have the price adjustment. लेकिन उससे पहले भी मेरा अपना ज़ाती तजुर्बा है कि in the projects we had the price adjustment, there was a good success story because the contractor was saved from any risk of the price increase. ये जस्ट एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल ओल्ड डेटा है, लेकिन I have just given an example. For example, this was the time when we had a recession like we have today, and there has been a very excessive increase in the prices of inputs in the construction. For example, the cement was 240 rupees per bag and it increased to 300, and the increase was 25%. Same was the case. The reinforcement increased almost by double to 78%, and the diesel by 32%, and bitumen by 32%, and labor by 20%. So this shows us that even in a period of just 6 or 7 months, or even 5 months, we had a very big increase in the prices of major inputs in the construction, and this seriously disbalanced the contract prices. And then the government had to bring definitely the escalation or the price adjustment as a mandatory provision in 2007. In this slide, you see that even in just 6 months, that from December to 31st May, we had a 39% average increase, and even in 3 months of March, April, and May, we had an increase of 22%, which just shows the vulnerability of the price changes in case of the construction activities, the construction inputs. So the formula is required because if we don't have any formula, then certainly it will not be justified, because the contractor will be demanding increase or adjustment against each item of the project. Therefore, we normally set out a simple formula which is very clear. Now the formula I'll just explain in the later slides. that it is both increase and decrease, number one. And this is part of the adjustment of contract prices. So the contract price would increase or decrease accordingly. It is compensation and not extra benefit. It must be very clear to all of us that this this price adjustment is normally treated as a favor to the contractor. And I was really astonished when I went to deliver a lecture before the NAB officers that they were thinking, they were very negative about two things, variation and the price adjustment. And then I made them understand that this is price adjustment, this is not increasing our extra favor to the contractor. So this is again a misunderstanding, that as if we are paying some additional amount to the contractor for something not done. It is basically the provision of the contract and is right, and we are not going any favor to the contractor. If the compensation not so adjusted periodically during the contract period. So normally we pay this adjustment after every 2 to 3 months, if not with every bill. And sometimes even we pay the interim or provisional sum to the contractor on account of the price adjustment. And the basic formula is that the quantity multiplied by current price minus base price. So for example, if I consume 300 bags of cement and the price at the 28 days before tender was 500, and now the price is, for example, 700 28 days before the current bill, then my additional compensation would be, or additional payment would be 300 bags multiplied by 700 minus 500. So 300 divided by 200 would be the additional compensation or additional price adjustment which will be required to pay to the contractor. So this was the old process we usually were doing before 2005, that we worked out each and every quantity of the major inputs, and then we could see the change in the prices and made the. Now the PEC has given the price adjustment indices. For example, if you see the PN, which is the price of adjustment, is equal to A plus B ln by L naught. Sorry, ये थोड़ा आगे चला गया. C by Mn by M naught D by. Now the A is basically the fixed price, fixed cost, which is not subject to variation, and the B is the index for L input. Ln is the current input price, and L naught is the base input price. So we will discuss, and this has to be built in the bidding document A in mandatory provision, because I already submitted that according to the PC bidding document now. It is mandatory. It is by the ICNIC has decided, and even the Planning Commission is notified after 2005, that any contract document which is not advertised on the PC bidding document, and where the provision for the price adjustment has not been made, the public exchequer may not sponsor such kind of projects. This is now the mandatory provision for the projects. The bidder, why we to pay there? Because the bidder would quote their prices on the current market prices. The basic construction material prices would fluctuate unpredictably sometimes. Unlimited cost increase not foreseeable and cannot be built in competitive bidding process. That if you don't provide this provision, then it becomes really very risky for the bidders to assess their position, and this would not bring the rational competitive bidding. Contracts can execute work only at right cost. If we have the price adjustment, the right cost can be worked out, and then they can have the premium or the risk coverage for the price increases. So this is very important, and I shared with you my example, but this would not apply to the 2 or 3 things. Number one, that if the project is delayed on the part of contractor, it would not apply to the delayed part of the project. The disputes, if there are some disputes, these disputes would be resolved based on the prevailing situations. And if the contracts are cancelled, then certainly it will not apply to the part which has been cancelled. And the variation orders are not covered by the price adjustment. That would mean that any variation in the item which we bring will not be covering the price adjustment. The claims which are in addition to the normal payment of work done, if there is any claim like idle charges claim, like suspension claims, like claim due to a COVID-like situation, these claims are not paid with any escalation, but rather they are paid with on the current market prices. If there is some legislation which nullifies this adjustment, or it brings some changes in this adjustment, then certainly it would not be applied to the latest legislation would then prevail. And finally, it would not apply to the measurement of quantities, that the quantities would remain as per the measurement. We would apply it only to the prices or price adjustment. That is why we call it price adjustment. It is never for the quantities adjustment. Now, the relevant clauses, for example, in the PC bidding document are 70.1, which is particular contract condition, PCC, and the ENM works class 47.1 of the particular contracts condition. Standard form of bidding in smaller contractors, and similarly the consultancy, it is time-based consultancy, the class 6.2A. Standard procedure and formula for adjustments are given. Now the bottom line is that the project should have a price of more than 50 million. Please, this has been revised now. This is the old 2010 or 12 amount, but now it has been revised because the ceiling of the C5 contractor has also been increased now to 50 million. Therefore, the price adjustment would be applied to the projects which are more than 50 million and where the duration of the project is 6 months or more. So these are the two bottom lines, that when the duration is more than 6 months or where the price is more than 50 million, then the price adjustment would involve. Now the formula I discussed a little bit, that it will be based on the rate analysis, and we would see that what is the exact amount of various inputs, major inputs, which will be consumed in the project based on the approved BOQ. And escalatable items, which are normally 5 or 6 major items, it should be considered. Now the third thing is that 5% or more weightage is escalatable element or adjustable element. Not to be very correct, escalatable makes a bit confusion. Adjustable elements are those who have an impact of 5% or more on the contract price. The fuel and labor should always be considered even below 5%. But at the moment, it is even more than 5 or 6%. Maximum adjustable portion should not exceed 65%, and the fixed portion should not less than 35%. I already explained that the price adjustment would not apply to the variable part, which is 35% or more. Similarly, the variable part should not be more than 65%. In one of our projects of the engineering faculty, the EA Associate has recommended 50-50. That is, the 50% has been declared as fixed price and the 50% has been declared as variable price. But this is again very unfortunate in places like Gilgit-Baltistan, where we have a lot of variation in the prices. So the contractor is time and again now requested to revise the fixed portion, because it should be something like 35 to 40%. So we have taken up the case with the consultant that based on the actual analysis, they should revisit these two values, because I believe that in places like Gilgit-Baltistan, this should be something like 65%, or if we take the fixed portion, should be not less than 35%, I mean more than 35%. Sum of all weightages should become 1. Now, these are some of the major inputs we normally pay. For example, I submitted that fixed portion is normally 35%. The local labor, the cement, the reinforcing steel, the high-speed diesel, the bricks, the bitumen. These are some of the major 7 items we normally pay. And I was just looking at one of the contracts we had this month, in which we have, this was about 300 million project, in which we have given the indices based on our own working. Our own working means the working of the consultant, and based on the actual quantity of the BOQs, we have worked out the components of the indices. And maybe I discuss that indices sometime later. So normally the actual, consumption would tell us, but these indices are normally standardized. Now the PICC, which is Pakistan Institute for Contract and Cost, this was established, but unfortunately is defunct now. This was established by PC to mainly sort out the pricing issues, but unfortunately this is defunct now. I don't know whether it can be functional again in near future or not. The purpose of this PICC was mainly to provide the data to the contractors and to the clients about the changes in prices. But at the moment, we are using, for example, the local labor, we are using the notification of the labor industry for the cement and the reinforcing steel. We are using the prices from the bulletin of the monthly bulletin of the industries department, statistical bulletin, which gives us the price changes at the current price on monthly basis for all the items which we consume as a consumer. This includes all kind of major items, not only construction items. For high-speed diesel, we normally refer to the Pakistan state oil prices. And if we are using the bricks, again, we would go to the statistical bulletin of the industry department, and similarly, the bitumen will also be coming from. There was a time that we used to take these reinforcing steel from the Karachi steel and bitumen from the Pakistan, I'll feel, I don't know exactly, Karachi. But now most of these concerns have stopped the manufacturing of these, so they are not giving us the current prices. That's why it's more advisable to refer to the statistical bulletin of the rates, which is available every month on the website of the Industries Department of Pakistan. It should be part of the footnote. The adjustment should be given. And this is for 2 to 6. मैंने पहले बात की that Federal Bureau of Statistics gives the monthly prices, and we would get the cost indices for prices, which shall be those applying 28 days prior to the latest day for submission of bids. So the date of bid or final measurement, we will go back 28 days. The current indices or prices shall be those applying to 28 days prior to the last day of billing period. So we discussed that the principle of the 28 days prior to the submission of bids or prior to the submission of bill would prevail in both cases to determine the current price and the base price. Any fluctuation in the indices or prices of material other than those given above shall not be subject to adjustments. So this is very important, that this adjustment is applied only to those elements of construction which are given in the adjustable items. So any adjustment, I remember that there has been a large hue and cry about the adjustment prices in the metals, because there had been a big price fluctuation in the prices of metals in 2007 and 8. But the Planning Commission and the Finance and the Ministry did not agree to this fluctuation because this was not covered in the adjustable prices. So therefore, anything which is not covered in the adjustable prices in the appendix given, then certainly we cannot pay that, even if there is a very big adjustment, unless that is approved by the government as a special provision, and the FBR or the Planning Ministry and the Finance Department Division issues SRO for this. Otherwise, we cannot pay any adjustment, even if that adjustment is genuine. So the bottom line is that any adjustment which fall within these indices can be paid only. Fixed portion shown there is for typical road project implied to determine the weightage of fixed portion, considering only those cost elements having cost impacts of 7 are now revised to 5% or more in a specific project. So it means that the fixed portion is not 35% as fixed. It can depend. In road project, normally the fixed portion is a bit higher, and when we go to the construction, the building project, in the fixed portion. So depending on the actual project, we can reduce we can increase this beyond 35%. ज़ाहिर है जब हम 35% से इसको ज़्यादा करेंगे तो इस पे उसको एडजस्टमेंट कॉन्ट्रैक्टर को नहीं मिलेगी. This is the basic formula. If you just look at the A is the fixed part, B is the index for the material L, Ln is the current price, L naught is the base price. So the change in the current in the base price and then multiplied by the index would thus give us the factor, and the sum of these factors would then be multiplied with the, so the first one will be 0.35 and the rest will be as per the given, and we will multiply this whole factor into the contract price or the bill price. मैं इसको मिसाल इस तरह लेता हूं कि अगर लेबर की इनिशियल प्राइस थी 200 रुपए दिहाड़ी, बेसिक में एग्जांपल देता हूं, और आज वो 100 250 हो गई, तो हमारा ये हो जाएगा 250 बाई 200। इसी तरह अगर मटेरियल 1 है, सीमेंट है, उसकी प्राइस 500 थी और आज वो 600 है, तो 600 बटा 500। इसी तरह अगर कोई और मटेरियल है लाइक स्टील बार्स है और उसका अभी 1 टन है, कोई 10,000 1 लाख, और उस वक्त 90,000 था, तो 1 लाख डिवाइड बाई 90,000। अब जो ABCD है, ये इसके इंडिसेस है कि इसका कॉन्ट्रैक्ट के अंदर कितना परसेंट इसका इम्पैक्ट है प्राइस में, लेबर का कितना है, मटेरियल का कितना है, सीमेंट का कितना है। तो उस इंडेक्स से जब ये मल्टीप्लाई हो जाएगा, तो वो अगर कोई इंडेक्स अगर उसमें नहीं इस्तेमाल हो रहा है, मिसाल के तौर पे आपने बिचुमन का इंडेक्स लिया है लेकिन वो इंडेक्स जो है वो इस्तेमाल नहीं हो रहा है, तो उस सूरत में फिर वो 1 हो जाएगा, यानी ऊपर वाला नीचे वाला प्राइस दोनों एक होंगे, और उस सूरत में इंडेक्स का जो इम्पैक्ट होगा वो इंक्रीज नहीं होगा, वही रहेगा जो इस पर ओरिजिनल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है। तो मेरे ख्याल में टाइम अगले 5-10 मिनट में खत्म करते हैं कि A is constant which is not adjustable, BCD are coefficients or weightages, L, M, N are the current prices of the elements, L naught, M naught, E naught are the base prices of the elements which were obtained at the time of bidding. Source of indices shall be those listed in Appendix C. The Appendix C is given by the employer based on the feedback from the consultant. But if the contractor is not agree with these indices, then he can give his own index, but this must be supported with enough evidence and documentation. For example, that if we have given 18% R.18 as the index for cement, and the contractor says that no, it is incorrect, and the actual index of the cement is 0.2 for this project, or 20%, not 18%, then the contractor has to provide the evidence of cost analysis with all the supportive documents which can justify that the 0.18 was not correct. So if the contractor is not agree with the indices provided by the bidder, by the employer, then certainly in such case the contractor can go to propose his or her own bid indices, but these indices must be then supported with enough documentation, otherwise it cannot be accepted by the client. This is very important. I just go to my, just show you the, that in our contract, for example, we had the fixed portion as 0.35, the local labor was taken, unskilled labor is 0.15, 15%, and the source of indexation will be the Government of Pakistan Federal Bureau of Statistics monthly statistical bulletin. The cement was taken as 18%, 0.18. The reinforcing steel bar was taken as 0.25, and the high-speed diesel was taken as 7%. We did not give any weightage to the brick because we are not using bricks, we are using the block masonry in Gilgit. So the entire sum of this, if I don't know whether you can see this page, the entire sum of this total is 1, and 15% for labor, 35% for fix, 18% for cement, 25% for the steel bars, and 7% for high-speed diesel. So if there's any change in the prices of these 5 or 6 elements during the currency of project, we are bound to pay the adjustment to the contractor. So this is the bottom line. And if the contractor, normally the contractors agree with these indices because these indices are worked out by the consultant after due calculation and due diligence, and all the calculation is then provided to the client for verification. So I think they normally don't find any difficulty. But if at any stage the contractors are not agree with these indices, then certainly they can propose their own index, but that must be supported with ample evidence. We discussed that the current prices should be the prices 28 days before the opening of bidding, and the current prices for the adjustment should be 28 days of the last payment, the payment